Focus on the strawberry.
This is great content.
The pop culture master race.
Does mother know you wear it for grace?
All your pop culture needs. And here are your hosts, Aiden Munga and Brett Page.
Welcome back to the PCMR podcast, where we talk about movies, TV shows, comic books, and other things, and lots of other things. This week.
That's going to be hard for me to edit.
Oh yeah, I'm just trying to make it a little bit harder for you to get the right levels. Hey.
You know what? I'm just going to pump that up just loud as it can. Just fuck the listeners. Sorry, headphone users.
You're a mean lady, Brett. You're a mean lady.
I'm a lovely woman, thank you very much. She's a nice lady.
She's a nice lady. We've got a lot of news this week. Comic book stuff, some business stuff, businesses doing business things.
But, it's a business thing that actually may affect, pop culture, so it's worth talking about, I thought.
Yeah, it's worth talking about. We also have, finally, we've learnt what that Nintendo NX is. We're going to talk about that a little bit later. We've got some bunch of casting news.
I actually wrote Nintendo NX on our run sheet because I'm just so used to calling it that.
Yeah, no, I've been listening. There's a podcast done by Tommy Dassolo and a bunch of other Melbourne comedians called Filthy Casuals, and they've been talking about the Nintendo NX week in, week out for like pretty much since I've been listening, which is about like a couple of months now. And finally, like, not even being a Nintendo fan, finally I'm like, oh, finally, they can find out what the NX is. I've felt like anxious for them. So it's like, oh, finally, fuck, all right. They know what it is. Good.
Yeah, well, when I first found out that it was a thing, I didn't realize Nintendo were doing a new console till like earlier this year. I was in an EB Games talking to a friend of mine who works there, as she worked, because as you do. And she was asking me like, oh, have you heard of this Nintendo NX thing? It's like, wait, what? No, what?
Oh, what now?
And at that point, the rumors were that it was like a discount console, that it was only going to be like $50. At least that's what I was told that day. So
yeah, I guess we'll find out later in the podcast what that is, unless of course you skipped ahead, or you're just up to date with the news and you already know, and you don't rely on us as a source of news. You just like to hear our opinions, in which case
that's what I imagine people are here for. They already know most of this. If they are here, they just want to hear us jabber on about bullshit.
True. Let's get into that bullshit. Brett, you liked Deadpool.
Who didn't?
Yeah. Well, I guess people who don't like that kind of style of fun, where it's all blood and swear words and
my mum
nudity.
Didn't, because
no.
The second time I went to see it with my sister, who she likes all these superhero movies, so I knew she'd like it. Took her with me, and mum just happened to be in the room, like, oh yeah, you can come too if you want, mum, but I'm not sure if you'll like it. I said to her, it's bloody.
It's not for you.
I said it's bloody, it's vulgar, it's it's all these things that I don't feel like. She's like, oh no, I'll come, it'll be nice. Just the whole movie, her face was just, what? She said the one thing she liked though is the scene where he got the knife in the head and the little cartoon character popped up.
That was my favorite scene. So she liked that bit?
She liked that because she said it was random and funny. She likes Family Guy, so she likes random and funny.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
One of those people. Nah, that's fine.
What?
Family Guy's a fun show.
Better say, you don't like Family Guy?
It's fine. I just haven't watched it since I was 16, I'd say. I don't know. It's out of my rotation. I have like this small rotation of shows that I watch, and
oh yeah, I definitely don't keep up with Family Guy, but if I'm flicking through channels and I see Family Guy, then I'm like, oh, Family Guy, and I'll watch it.
I don't hate it. It's just, it's not in my rotation at the moment. Much like a lot of, oh man, that's like an entire other conversation. What's in your rotation? Anyway, Deadpool.
Oh, yeah.
The reason we bring it up is because there's been some trouble in paradise. Tim Miller has left the sequel, Deadpool 2. Now, this news came out and we weren't entirely sure what it was about, and then it seemed to be that it was some disagreement between Ryan Reynolds and Tim Miller over the casting of Cable. Tim Miller wanted to cast Kyle No, it's not I'm thinking of some Melbourne comedian who has a similar name. Hold on, I've got it all written down.
Oh, wow, you have
Yeah.
it written down. So all I knew
Yeah.
was a casting dispute over cable. That's all I knew about this story.
So yeah, all right, Kyle Chandler. Okay, so
There you go.
there must be just a Hollywood actor with the same name because I heard thinking of Kyle Chandler. I was like, wait, no, fuck off. That's the name of a Melbourne comedian. That can't be what I'm thinking of. But no, there must be some Hollywood actor whose name is also Kyle Chandler. And I'm going like, okay.
The more you know.
The more you know. But yeah, Tim Miller wanted to cast him as Cable and also wanted to do the film more stylized action. So he was asking for like $150 million budget, and the writers and Ryan Reynolds were like, no, we kind of want to go more of the comedy route like we did with the first one.
Yeah, that worked.
Exactly. So of course the studio went for the cheaper option. We'll go with that one. So Tim Miller's out. There's currently a petition for Quentin Tarantino to direct, which I don't think he wants to, and I don't think he should.
Yeah, I don't think you should.
I get
either
why
because-
fans are doing it's like it's funny and it's got violence. That's what he does, right? It's like, yeah, look, he's already said the Marvel character that he'd like to work with, and that was Luke Cage, and he didn't like. Fun trivia fact: originally, after Reservoir Dogs, the next movie that Quentin Tarantino wanted to do was a Luke Cage movie, but
There you go.
ended up doing Pulp Fiction. So worked out for everyone in the end. You know, we've got the Luke Cage show. It's all right. But it would have been interesting to see what that would have been like.
I wonder what kind
Anyway.
of world we'd be living in if that happened.
Oh, what a world. I don't know who my pick would be for a Deadpool sequel because Tim Miller did such a good job, and I'm sad to see him go, but at the same time I'm like, hey, if the writers and, you know, Ryan Reynolds wanted to do this different thing, I'm going to team up with the writers and like no one's going to discredit what Tim Miller brought to the table.
Yeah.
He was one of the original people who did that that mock-up CGI thing. It was his company that did that. So thanks to him, we got Deadpool.
Yeah, basically that clip is why it happened. So, you know, I heard that apparently like it wasn't even like a bad, like, they're not like angry at each other or anything. And, oh, there is a bug on my strawberry.
Oh, dude, do one of those complaints that you see on Facebook. They're like, I was eating my strawberries, tucking in, as I always do, when suddenly I found a bug. How will you
is just
fix
such
this, Target?
It's just such a tiny, tiny little thing.
Nah, Facebook complain. Get one of those things that goes viral and gets has just
I'm trying to take a
thousands
picture of it, but
comments.
it's so small that...
You know who I think would do a pretty good job? Edgar Wright. I think Edgar Wright could do a pretty good job. We could get some really cool stylized editing. He knows his way around like doing a good comic book adaptation. He did Scott Pilgrim vs. the World. He was all right with that. A lot of his influences in Ant-Man were pretty good. You know, maybe if they could tap him, I reckon he would do good.
Yeah. Okay. I've kind of gotten a picture, but I'm giving up. I'm not going to go viral for a funny post on Aldi's page.
There's probably a director out there who's done some indie film or has a background in visual effects like Tim Miller did that isn't on my radar, and they'll come in and they'll do a great job. There's probably some TV person. You know, Marvel taps a lot of TV people to come in for these projects.
That they do.
Fox doesn't usually, but they went outside the box with Tim Miller, so who knows? You know.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure they'll make the right call because, you know, Ryan Reynolds, he had a lot of creative say in the first one, and it seems that he's having a lot of creative say in this. So I feel like if they get a director that he doesn't think will work for it, I don't think they'll stick.
Hell, he could direct it himself if he wanted to. He could go the Ben Affleck route.
Probably
Has he directed a film before? I feel like am I thinking of him or Ryan Gosling? I feel like Ryan Gosling has directed a film before.
Who do you think's more attractive, Reynolds or Gosling?
That's
They're two beautiful men. Two beautiful, beautiful men.
I did have a thing for Ryan Gosling for a while after I saw him in Drive. I just thought he was so cool in that movie that I kind of wanted to just hang out with him, like that character, even though I knew it was like just violent and weird and psychopathic and quiet. But it's just like, man, I want that jacket. I want to hang out with you. I want you to like give me a toothpick and say, you want to go drive around? And be like, yeah, sure, dude.
You know, I think I remember this because I think this was like when we were 18, wasn't it? Yeah, I remember that That easy
I had a
went
mad
through.
man crush on Ryan Gosling. That
Yeah,
dude.
you did. I remember it.
But now, I don't know.
I'd say Gosling because a sense of humor makes any man more attractive.
He was in the other guys, wasn't he? He was pretty funny in that. I saw.
Yeah. Still though, have you seen Ryan Reynolds' tweets?
I
He
have
tweet-
though.
he tweets
Dude,
some
those
funny
tweets
shit.
are pretty good. He's got good Twitter game. Him and Joss Whedon, great Twitter game.
Mm-hmm.
I have terrible Twitter game. Like I can't like
I
confine.
never see you on Twitter.
Oh,
Like, see-
I'm there occasionally when there's like a debate or Q&A. That's
here-
when I go on Twitter for like nerdy, not even like nerdy or geek stuff, but like I'm gonna talk about the political discourse. That's when I get on Twitter.
See, here's the thing about me and Twitter. I'm always on Twitter, but I'm never tweeting. Because I follow hot chicks, but not as much anymore since I got Instagram. Because I had Twitter before I had Instagram. So
Once you find Instagram, you're like, what have I been living in the desert for?
Yeah,
Look at this wonderful paradise of booty pics. Hooray for Instagram.
pretty much. But on Twitter, there's no censorship, so they can actually post full nudes. Which
Yes.
for when I'm following porn stars.
Sometimes a little bit of mystery is good for you. I say. Adds creativity. Like if you're limited, you're like, well, I'll try and do this. Like I feel like that's, as we were talking about Deadpool. It had a limited budget, and that's how you get some good creativity in that film.
Oh, bringing it back around.
Bringing it all right back. All
Basically, I
right,
just
do you
use
wanna...
Twitter for celebrities. I follow a lot of, well, not even celebrities, like popular people that I'm fans of.
The one time that I was like truly like, this is what Twitter is for, was when I was on it during like the second debate as it was live. Man, just my whole feed, not even just like going for like the debate hashtag, just my whole feed, all about the debate was so good.
Oh, yeah.
Was so
Anytime
good to follow
anything big's happening. I remember being on my Twitter when the Australian census crashed.
Oh, that was good.
Oh, so
That
much.
was funny. So
I
funny.
I put a few tweets and even a Facebook status. I posted a Simpsons meme that actually got a bit of, I think I got about like 30 retweets, which is a lot for me.
I get retweets during Q&A. Like that's when I get my good retweets, because I'll get in there and I'll be angry and I'll get like a good like 3 or 4 retweets and I'll be like, yes, this is like for normal like a celebrity, they'll be like 4 retweets. What the fuck's wrong with me? But for me, like I don't post at all. That's pretty good.
Yeah, well, I don't have, I have about 100 followers on Twitter, so 30
got like
retweets
50,
was a lot
so
for me.
I got
because
nothing.
I posted something topical with a hashtag with like Oz census, and I was like a Simpsons meme of like Homer in his freaking little thing at his work looking all confused. I'm like, live picture from the Australian census office right now.
Well done. That's some good Simpsons shit posting.
Yes, I was a shitpost king that day. Anyway, we are getting so off topic.
So off topic.
We're
All right,
15
do you want
minutes in and still in the first story.
Let's get into some casting news. Enough about people leaving. Who's joining a thing?
Yes,
The
so
Punisher series. It's coming sooner than we expected. It's coming in 2017.
Yeah, so we're going to have free Marvel
Netflix
things.
series next year.
And I'm ready. I'm ready.
I'm so ready, man. Iron Fist, and then The Defenders is basically like another season of Daredevil and Jessica Jones and Luke Cage and
The
Iron
season of
Fist.
all of them.
Back to fucking back. And then supposedly Jessica Jones is shooting right after Defenders, so we're probably going to get that early 2018. So that's close as well. We're doing good. All right, but Punisher, that's coming, I assume, end of next year, I'd say.
Yeah. Have they said whether it's before or after Defenders? Is that known
I
yet?
assume it would be after Defenders, because then that way, like, you can have Defenders come out like during the summer, and it's like this big, like, hey, it's a big like Netflix summer blockbuster release, the Defenders, and then like you have like a November-ish probably for Punisher.
Yeah, a bit later
Or
than like
October.
what they've been doing with
When
Luke
did
Cage
Luke
and-
Cage come out? Like end of
It was
September. That's
It was
about
start of September, wasn't it?
start of September, or around then.
Yeah. Anyway, we have a bunch of people who I don't really know who's joined the cast of
Neither.
Punisher.
But I'm excited to say their names. All right, do you want to do one after the other? Have you got them written down?
Yeah,
Or
I've got them here. I'll do the first one. Daniel Webber as Lewis Walcott, a young veteran who has had a difficult time reassimilating into civilian society.
ooh, he's coming in from 11/22/63. That was that Hulu series. It had
Hulu series is a thing I keep forgetting.
what's his name? Guy who's friends with Seth Rogen, really like enamored with him. Was
Jonah
in
Hill?
Pineapple Express. No. The weird stoner looking guy. I know that.
Jonah Hill.
I know that describes like all of Seth Rogen's friends, like the weird
But
stoner-looking
like
guys.
everyone who was on the roast.
All
James
of
Franco.
them. Oh, James Franco. That's who I'm thinking of.
There you go.
There we go.
got there.
Hey. Yeah.
Did you know he has a PhD, James Franco?
Yeah, he is obsessed with learning. Like, I think he teaches a class or he
Yeah,
goes
he's
to a university.
He's a professor. He's a college professor.
Good on him.
He does.
Like, I like
art,
how
he
he's kind of like,
paints.
he's like really into like art and painting and stuff, but he's also like, and then I'm also in these stoner comedies. Like, good on you. That's some range.
Because I think he is a stoner.
He probably is. I mean, look at his eyes. That's
Look, like, can you see?
all of those Franco boys. They're all
How
like,
many
"What?"
fingers?
Yeah. We're joined by Jason R. Moore. He was in A Lonely Place for Dying. I don't know what that is, but it sounds intense.
Sounds dark.
He joins as Curtis Hoyle, a friend of Frank Castle's and one of the few people who knows he is alive. So,
And with that, it's quite obvious we're reading from the same list.
yes, all right. Who do you got?
Yeah. Paul Schultz. I think that's how you'd pronounce it.
Schulz?
Schulz, maybe.
Schulz.
As
Schulz.
Nurse Jack. He was from Nurse Jackie.
from
No,
Nurse
he is
Jackie,
Nurse
yeah.
Jackie. He is from
Yeah.
Nurse Jackie.
Yeah.
As Roland, a high-ranking member of the CIA whose operations in Afghanistan intersect with Frank Castle. So maybe we're going to get some like flashback stuff. Going to see some origin things.
I
or
would
some
like
people
to
from
see
his
some
past.
flashback stuff. That would be nice. Like, I understood why it wasn't in Daredevil, and I think it worked there. But if you're going to be doing, a series about him, like all of the other Defenders or like Netflix kind of street level superheroes have had flashbacks about their origin. So I feel like we're probably going to get some flashbacks for Frank Castle.
Yeah, well, that'd be great. 'Cause
hmm.
it'd be, he's not superpowered. He's not trained by any mysterious force or whatever. He is just a badass who's hardened from war.
And it'd be neat to get some cool like Afghanistan kind of hardcore war footage. That'd work in well.
Yeah, that'd be really
I looked up Rollins. It was saying here that it could be presumably the villainous William Rollins, and I looked that up. He is from the Punisher Max series, which is a really good Punisher series. It was when Marvel were doing. That's like the first time Jessica Jones showed up was when Marvel were doing their Max run. It was like their adult Marvel, so like there was swearing and like more explicit content in it. So like it was really good for Punisher because explicit content is his bowl. So
Yeah, that is him.
yeah, that's the Punisher. Yeah, so cool. I feel like they're gonna draw a lot from that series. Like that was more about kind of an older Punisher. He was from Vietnam, so they're gonna update it a little bit. Obviously, like he's an Afghan vet, but no, cool. Bring in some characters from that series. Good idea. All right, next up we've got Jamie Ray Newman. It's from Bates Motel, who I hear good things about that show. I just haven't checked it out because I chose Hannibal as my like, hey, here's this thing based on a horror movie turned into a TV show. That was my thing that I picked, and I made the right choice in my mind. That's a damn good show. He will be playing, or she will be playing.
You did the same thing I did with the last one.
Ooh, hey, playing Sarah Lieberman, Micro's wife. Okay, who is being played by Eben Moss Backrack? Batrack? Batrish?
Batterack?
Played by Eben. None of this is a normal name. Who the fuck is named Eben? Anyway, whose marriage has made her life far more complicated. Yeah, because she has to say his name. She's like, oh, Eben Moss Backrack? Look, I'm calling you Micro.
My name's just Sarah. It's just Sarah.
Look, my name's Sarah, and your name is Micro. I'm just gonna call you by your character name. Like, no, but my name is Eben Moss Bakra. Because like, no, your name is Micro. Stop it with your fucked up name.
And last but not least, we have Michael Nathanson. He's from The Nick. Do you know what that is?
It's got that.
So not really.
I know of it. It's like a surgery or something. It's got the guy who was gonna be Bond, but then didn't end up being Bond. He was in Children of Men and other things. I could see like a poster for it in my mind.
Oh, well.
Anyway, The Wolf of Wall Street. We've both seen that. So
Yeah, so he'll be Sam Stein, a Homeland agent who is challenged by his partnership with Dinah.
All right.
That's a thing. See, these character descriptions, they don't mean a lot without context. It's like, okay.
Anyway, it sounds like there's a lot of people. There's going to be war. There's going to be people who are from the government. It's going to be women. Cool.
Yeah, always good.
Yeah. I'm down with all of that.
Anyway, let's move on to some video game movie news.
Yeah.
The Uncharted movie, which we've known is happening for a long time, but it never seems like anything's happening with it.
It seems like they'll take one step forward and then two steps back. And it'll be like, oh, we've got a draft and it's been scrapped, and the cast has been scrapped and the director's been scrapped, and it never seemed like it was going to happen.
But now they have a director, like, locked in.
So yeah, that's definitely like a couple of steps forward. The director is Sean Levy, whose name I've heard before. So
here's where you may have heard it.
Mm-hmm.
He was an executive producer for Stranger Things and actually directed a few of the episodes for Stranger Things.
All right, that's piqued my curiosity.
And
I like Stranger Things like a whole lot, as does everyone else on the internet.
Yeah. And he also directed Night at the Museum.
You know what? That's a fine children's film. Like, is it just the first one, or?
I think the first one.
Okay, because I remember seeing that and thinking, it's fine.
Yeah. And he also directed Real Steel.
Real Steel. Is that the one with Hugh Jackman where there's like robots and
robots,
the boxing
robots? Yeah, it wasn't fantastic.
Hey, you know what? Scott Derrickson has a terrible movie as well, and he's doing Doctor Strange, and that's been getting good reviews. So everyone's allowed a terrible movie.
Well, I remember seeing Real Steel. Went to see it with my dad. The best part of that day was the meal we had after. That was a good steak.
I've had films like that as well.
where you just
How was the film? Well, I
have...
went to this restaurant afterwards, and it was really good. Like, such a good movie. What about the film? Let me tell you more about this steak, though.
I remember after I saw Wall-E that we went to a buffet. It was right around the corner. It was real nice.
Wall-E is a delightful film, though.
Oh yeah, it was a delightful film. It was a great day. I was with both my
day.
sisters, my dad, and my dad's partner. We went. We saw Wall-E. We went out. We got dinner at a buffet. It was real nice. Nice day.
Top call day.
Yeah.
All right. So this isn't his first brush with video game inspired movies. Mojang previously rejected his plans for a Goonies-esque Minecraft movie. Ooh.
Okay. Okay. See, Minecraft, it doesn't need a movie. It's something, it doesn't really have a plot, not I know at least. So, you know.
Like, I think it was kind of clever for them to do Minecraft story mode with, what's that company that does all those?
Telltale?
Telltale, yeah. It was kind of clever for Telltale to do something, but for a film, no. Like, unless they do it like the Lego movie, if they get Phil Miller and Chris Lord, or is it Phil Lord and Chris Miller, whatever, those two people, Lord and Miller, if they were to do a Minecraft movie, then it would be good, because they can take any weird premise and make it good.
Mm-hmm. The most detrimental part of my diet right now is that I still have half a packet of pods on my desk.
Man, just don't look at them. Keep those things away. That's kryptonite. Oh, I could fucking hear that. Oh,
I went right up to my microphone because I was like, "This could be loud enough." That was louder than I thought it would be.
Oh wow. Okay. What else does this article say? Well, while Levy hasn't necessarily directed all the Stranger Things episodes, he's certainly been busy. He's also produced Amy Adams and Jerry Renner's upcoming sci-fi and horror film, Arrival. Oh, I'm looking forward to that.
Oh, so he's been doing some good things.
He's been doing some good things. All right. So he's involved with a lot of... So Stranger Things, Arrival, that's like some good sci-fi,
Look,
some good
if
atmosphere.
he can cast Nathan Fillion, I'm happy.
Look,
I know every time I say I want Nathan Fillion in it, you're like, no, he's too old, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, no, I want Nathan Fillion.
It's not going to happen. Like, at most... What the fuck was that?
That was me having a seizure because how much I want Nathan Fillion to play Nathan Drake.
Jesus Christ. You need to see a doctor about that, because that is... That is medical right there. Jesus.
Almost an obsession.
Look, I don't know who you get for Nathan Drake. Like, I know, like, Nathan Fillion is like an obvious choice, but it's not going to happen. Give that up. That's definitely not happening.
They look like each other.
I know they look like each other. It's not happening. And I'm looking at this picture of Nathan Drake, and I'm like, who the fuck should play you? It needs.
I'm just gonna not take
Like, if
part
you
in
could
this
combine the
conversation.
acting skills of someone more talented with the look of Joel McHale, maybe. Like, Joel McHale's a fine, like, sitcom actor. And
I don't think. Yeah, but I don't think he's a movie actor.
no, he's not a movie. I've seen him in
Like
a movie.
maybe a comedy movie actor. I could see
I've
him
seen
in
him in a
comedy
movie a couple of times, and every time I've been like, stay in your lane, Joel McHale. You're
Well, I
really
thi-
good in that lane. Stay in it.
I think he'd be fine in a comedy movie, but otherwise, just
Yeah,
go
not on
back
an
to
action
hosting, go back to sitcoms.
movie. Yeah, like he's it's not for him. I don't know. Oh, fucking Jeremy Renner.
Oh yeah, I can see that, but at the same time, he's also going to suffer that thing. He's a bit old, especially if they're doing like a young Nathan Drake.
Yeah, but I feel like he's more in shape than Nathan Fillion, and I feel like he's more in tune with how you do. Actually, no, that is entirely my pick now. Jeremy Renner will be a great Nathan Drake. That's my
Okay.
pick.
Okay.
Yeah. He's got the charm. He's got the action background. He could do it.
Totally.
I'm picturing Nathan Drake with Jeremy Renner's head, and I'm like, that makes sense to me. I can totally see that. Also, he's got that kind of same hair. Like, he can do the hairstyle. The kind of boofy, kind of bro-y hair. He's got bro hair. He's got good bro hair.
You know, why not actually just get Nolan North to do it? Why not?
Actually, if like I had to have a perfect option, maybe, yeah.
He'd get the voice down, that's for sure.
He's got the voice down. Does he have the look though? Like, I haven't seen a picture of.
You don't know what Nolan North looks like?
I can't picture him in my mind. I've probably seen him before. I know I have. I just, in my mind, I just like Nolan North, and it's like just a picture of Nathan Drake and Deadpool and every other background video game character. I'm like, oh, what the fuck does he look like? Oh,
Yeah.
shit.
Him and Troy Baker. In every
Troy
game.
Baker, I can picture in my mind because he's got a long face.
Oh, yeah.
I can picture him in my mind, but Nolan North, I'm like, fuck, what do you look like? I don't know.
Well, you know his voice at least.
I know his voice when I hear
He's been
it.
in 1,000 video games.
Yeah, he's the voice of video games. Him and Troy Baker.
Yeah, but him and...
Everyone else is just waiting for them to die so they can do something.
Honestly, just to put it out there, I think Troy Baker's just a little bit better than him. Because I feel Troy Baker had a lot more range with accents. Like, have you heard his real voice compared to what he does for Joel? In The
Yeah,
Last
it's
of
a lot
Us?
different. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just like, whoa, I did not see that as
Yeah,
Joel.
If you had to like say like, oh, which one's the better, like, who would you rather see in a film? It'd probably be Troy Baker. Like, the stuff he did for Joel in The Last of Us, hot damn.
I see him
Hot
doing like Matthew McConaughey type stuff.
Oh, yes.
Yeah,
I could
yes,
totally see
right.
him and Matthew McConaughey in like a Texas kind of deep fried chicken kind of noir thing. Yes.
Deep fried chicken noir. Okay.
It's like it's a noir film, but it's like real sunny outside and it's hot. That's what I mean. Like, you know how noir is like it's all shadows and dark, but there's like it's that same kind of like crime and like that you can't trust anyone, but it's like real hot outside.
I'm just honestly right now. I'm just picturing Troy Baker in Dallas Buyers Club.
He could do it. He could totally do it. Anyway, you know what else could do it? Black Panther.
Yeah.
You know what
he
they're
could
doing?
Do it.
Filming.
Yeah, that's what they're doing.
In January. January to
Yeah.
May. That's what
Do
they
it.
got their filming dates kind of set, and they're looking at that. So that's pretty good.
Yes, we
especially
know.
since-
We
I
know
mean,
it's
that's-
filming. So.
That shit's coming in February 2018, so they got to start filming pretty goddamn soon. Like, fuck, I feel like films turn out quicker than they used to. I used to, like, maybe it's just because, like, Batman v Superman got delayed a bunch of times. I was like, man, that film took ages to film. But, like, Spider-Man is coming out next year. That's wrapped filming already.
Oh yeah, that Spider-Man felt like it
Guardians of the
happened
Galaxy
so soon.
was filming this year, comes out next year. It's like,
It
shit
honestly,
just gets turned
it
over.
honestly feels like only last year that Marvel were like, oh yeah, we got the rights for Spider-Man. By the way,
it did, like, we heard that news, and then he was in Captain America, and then all of a sudden they've wrapped filming on this film. I'm like,
Yeah,
what?
like, well, that
I feel like we
was
just figured
quick.
out who Spider-Man was.
Yeah, no. So maybe you're right. Maybe they do make movies faster these days.
They do. They roll faster than they do. Like, can you remember? Do you remember how long it took for them to do like a Daredevil thing, or how long it took for them to do something with Punisher, or how long it took for them to do something with Ghost Rider? When they got those rights back, they were like, "Yeah, well, we'll find something. You know, there'll be something down the line." Like, they still haven't done anything with Blade. They've got those rights. Like, Blade could show up at
Apparently
any time.
they still have like no plans for Blade. I read an article like Kevin Feige, no plans for Blade.
Honestly, Ghost Rider is working really well in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. If they want to put Blade in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., fucking go ahead. Like,
Yeah.
if you asked me like 2 years ago if it would work in there, I'd be like, no. But with their later time slot and how like just kind of bloodier and harder they're going with it with Ghost Rider, fucking chuck him in there. He'd be fine.
I'm putting it out there. This is the best season so far of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
It's pretty good. Like, almost all of the superhero shows at the moment are being pretty damn good.
Yeah, I mean,
Like,
Flash
Arrow
took
is
an
the best it's
episode,
ever been.
but-
Flash has been pretty damn good.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not. I don't
feel
think it's not its best, but maybe it's building off a lot of the things that I like, and it's moved away from the dumb stuff, and it's adding in new things. And I'm like, okay, I like these elements. That's cool. You're doing some cool, weird science things. You're running real fast. That's what I like. Keep doing that. So
See, I just love the fact how every season they figured out a way to do the villain of the week thing, but a different way.
honestly don't
first
mind
season-
with the villain of the week thing for Flash.
Oh,
'cause
I don't mind it. Like, first season was because of the Star Labs explosion. Second season was because of who was sending them through. Now this season is because of Barry's timeline change. Whatever. Oh, what's his name?
Yeah, it
Not
was
from me,
Dark
doesn't
Matter. Then it was multiverses. Now it's alternate time.
Yeah,
alternate
now it's alchemy
timelines.
making everyone in the ultimate timeline have
So
their
it's just-
old powers back.
Just crazy, weird science fiction concepts, which I'm so happy for. Same thing like Legends of Tomorrow is just going for it. They're doing like, oh, we're just gonna go for it and do all the weirdest, craziest, obscure DC shit that we can, and I'm happy.
Well, speaking of all these Arrowverse shows on the CW,
Yeah.
our next story is something that might affect these shows
Yes.
due to their network's owners. Well, network's part owner because CW is part owned by Warner and part owned by CBS. Did you know that? I didn't.
I think I did.
Yeah. Well,
Like,
as
it's one
you
of
may
those
have-
things I store in the back of my mind. It's like Disney owns ABC in America. I'm like, okay.
Yeah. Well, as you may know by now, you've probably heard it. AT&T are buying Time Warner.
Looking to
for-
buy. I don't think it's
looking
been
to buy. Yeah, it's not
confirmed
confirmed yet. They're looking to buy Time Warner for $80 billion.
80 billion. Fuck.
And you know what I read?
Mm.
Apparently, that's like a fucking bargain.
Really?
Like, that isn't them paying a lot. That is them, like, apparently within 10 years, they will have made that back at least. Like, more than that.
Yeah,
Like, in the long term.
Time Warner is also like, that's cable, that's some networks.
Well, Time Warner, they have the whole DC extended universe. HBO, which is crazy big right now with
yeah.
Game of Thrones and now Westworld. The CW, which had a lot of shows too, and just all Warner Brothers stuff, and just so much. Cartoon Network, almost forgot that.
Oh, yeah. Well, no, across all of that, they could definitely make that back. I guess I'm just kind of comparing that to how much did Disney pay to get Marvel? Wasn't it like $4 billion, something like that?
Yeah, but if you think about it, if someone was to buy back Marvel now, it would be a lot more than that.
Oh, it'd be a lot more than that. But yes, and I think they also bought Star Wars for about $4 billion.
Well, after the prequels, yeah, I can see it being that.
And it'd be about $4 billion. So I'm just thinking like $80 billion for the DCEU, and like you look at their current output, I'm like, I'm sure you could charge less. You could.
But it's not
Scrap
just the DCEU.
I
though.
know it's more, but I'm just like, I'm sure they're looking at that part of like, hey, what kind of deal can you put on this part of it? Like, yeah, we'll pay that much for HBO. The CW, yeah, they're doing good. All right. Time Warner Cable, yeah, that's all right. Oh, for the DC stuff, I'll give you $2 for it. What? This is a rich history of characters. character celebrating their 75th year. Wonder Woman just got inducted into the UN. All right, 350. This is an outrage. This is an establishment, an institution of American culture.
$5.
$5.
Yeah, so, how do you think this might affect them? Do you think it's going to affect them at all?
I
or
don't
just-
think it will affect them at all. I feel like maybe, you know what we're going to see more of? Like, hey, now you can go on your AT&T phone and get this exclusive DC access thing. That's what you're going to get.
Well, like how everyone on SourceFed has been lately with their Discovery
Oh,
thing.
Discovery, yeah. Check out Shark Week. Whoa. Like, it's going to be that.
I mean, like, it's been 2 years now that Discovery has owned SourceFed, but it's only been recently they've started doing those things at the end of the videos. It's like, are they making less money on ad revenue? Or what's the goal?
Like, SourceFed and all those other channels, they're pretty stagnant with their
Oh, yeah,
subscriber
they're
rate,
so
while
stagnant.
Philly D is...
Insane growth lately.
growth.
Like, he's saying, like, this is his biggest year ever for growth.
Which is crazy, because I always feel like...
Yeah, because he's almost got 5 million subs now. How many subs did he... I think he only had, like, 3 million when I subbed.
I've been there since, like, just after the douchebag years. Like,
How many subs was that at?
ooh, I couldn't tell you how many subs it was, but, like, he wasn't doing YouTube news back then. Like, it was all kind of, like, all the other kind of stuff, which I feel like now, because he's doing the YouTube news, that's why, like, his views were just... because he's covered all these drama things. Like, this has been the year of YouTube drama. Just petty bullshit. Which...
Oh, yeah. Well, it's been happening for a while. You just haven't been hearing about it.
Tying it all back into, like, the AT&T thing. Like, it's because, like, all these people have money now. And there's all these companies that are invested in this shit. So people are suing each other. People are, like, having fights. People have, like, HR departments. Like...
Yeah.
Like, they're networks, basically. Like, Smosh is a massive company. PewDiePie is, like...
Rooster Teeth
is a massive...
Yeah,
Fuck.
Rooster Teeth have, like, hundreds of employees.
Yeah, they have a convention in Austin, like, every year that is huge. Like,
Oh, yeah.
it's fucking huge.
But keep in mind, it's not just their stuff, because the stuff we're going to, it's for Penny Arcade, and they're like a web series, like a web comic, something like that.
Yeah.
We're not going for them.
I keep meaning to, like, read it and be like, oh, I'll read this, but it's just like, oh, geeky video game of comic books. I'm just like, this is awful.
Yeah.
This is awful.
Yeah, it's either like, it's named after them, it's created by them, but it's not about them.
No.
No one goes for them.
Well, I'm sure there's some people out there who are like, yeah, man, I love the Penny Arcade comic book. Oh, boo, boo, boo. But, like...
Yeah. Like five guys go to their panels like, oh, what's the rest of this stuff, dudes?
What's the white male protagonist gonna do next? Is he gonna fuck the chick? Like, oh, maybe. Whoa.
Yeah. Anyway, we're getting off topic again.
Anyway,
a lot today.
Just disclaimer, I don't have anything against webcomics. I read quite a few. I just don't like that one.
Yeah. Even though we are going to their convention.
We're going to their convention. They're fine. We have nothing against them.
Don't
Keep doing
enjoy-
you. You know what? You know who else is doing you?
Who?
Our boy.
Pedro Pascal?
Nah, our other boy. We have a lot of boys, remember?
we have a lot of boys.
Who's our boy? DG. Childish Gambino. Watching haters wonder why Gambino got that game locked. After all she wanted was Bangkok. Got a head, don't French braid. Now she ASAP. Bino so insensitive. She asking, why you say that? Because I'm Lando Calrissian, bitch. Ow!
It's probably good you stopped me before I kept singing there. Because you know what word was coming up.
Yeah. Stop right there, son. Donald Glover has been cast officially. I think we've talked about this rumor way back.
Yeah. Oh, I think we called it. We were like, it has to be Donald Glover.
It has to be Donald
Who else would it be? And of course, it's Donald Glover.
He has been cast as Lando Calrissian in the upcoming, as yet untitled Han Solo film coming out in 2018. Ooh.
And
Yes.
And
Thank you.
I hope it's a big part.
Me too.
I hope he's not just like 2 scenes. I hope it's a big part.
I feel like
I
it will be because he's more prolific now. He's got that FX show Atlanta that he's like directing and he's starring in,
Which is great.
He created it and he's writing a bunch of episodes. It is. Ooh. It
I,
is
I remember
so
being
good.
really excited that he was in The Martian. I'm like, oh, I'm really looking forward to seeing him in The Martian. But he had like
in
three
it for like
scenes.
2 scenes. Yeah, it was all
And
right.
only
in that.
one scene when he had any main interaction with main characters, you know?
He was fine in that, but yeah, it's Lando Calrissian, perfect. This is
Yeah.
so good.
There was really no one else you could cast.
Now, if you could just get Danny Pudi in there somewhere as well, then this would be the perfect film.
Well, this is by Disney, and you know how they've been with the Community cameos in the Marvel film, so
They've been pretty good. There's a lot of actually, Brie Larson was in the Gas Leak season of Community. She played Danny Pudi's like love interest, Abed's love interest, which when I was rewatching that season because my
Wait, which
girlfriend
season
was
was
rewatching
this?
Community recently. It's the Gas Leak season 4.
it's been a while since I've seen Community properly.
Yeah, but yeah, she was watching that and she showed up. I was like, oh yeah, Captain Marvel was in this. So does that mean like in the Marvel universe, Captain Marvel for like a while was dating some like Shield tech? I like to think that did happen.
They'll make a joke about that. I think.
That would be so good. That'd be.
Well, at least
Kiss,
she's going to
kiss.
be in Infinity Wars, which is going to be directed by the Russo brothers, who have been the ones who are like, yeah, Community cameos.
Oh, that'd be so great. I would love that. I love that so much.
I'd love a Community cameo in this. I don't know if it'll happen, but
It probably
you know,
won't happen, but at the same time, I'm like, hey, give it to me.
Anyway, do we want to move on to the last big story?
Yeah, I just want to just say one more time. Great choice, Star Wars. Good. Keep it up. So
Couldn't
looking
have
forward
crafted
to
better
Rogue
stuff.
One. Looking forward to Episode 8. Looking forward to this. Keep
Yes.
on giving it to me.
Yes, we're very happy that you've made up for past mistakes of George Lucas.
So far.
So far.
I mean, you could still fuck up, but don't. Don't do it.
Yeah, don't do that.
Don't fuck
no.
up.
Bad.
Speaking
Disney.
of people who have been saying don't fuck up to for a long time, Nintendo.
And they have been fucking up for a while now.
They
Just
have
saying.
been fucking up for a long time.
But
Boy.
maybe not anymore.
Maybe not
because-
anymore. Let's talk about this. So we've finally found out what the NX is going to be called. Do you want to do a little drum roll there, Brett? Do a little drum? Or do you want to add it in? Add it in post.
I'm gonna add it in.
All right, little drum roll. It is the Nintendo Switch.
Click.
Boy, go outside.
In
Give
the
me a
trailer.
Switch. You were acting up again? Give me a Switch.
You just made me laugh, and I was like a mouthful of my water, and it went everywhere.
Well, I'm glad that I've added some hydration to your equipment and desk.
Oh, no, gladly my face was facing away from my desk.
Lucky boy.
Yes, the Nintendo Switch. It is, as speculated, it is like a,
It's like
console,
a console
slash portable.
and a handheld. Now, I want to talk a little bit about this release trailer. So it starts off, it's kind of like a wide shot, and then it comes into this guy's house. He seems to be living in his big, nice house all by himself. He's just up late playing games. I think...
Why not?
And then he takes his dog for a walk, and I think the sun's coming up, so he's been up all night playing Link?
Legend of Zelda.
Legend of Zelda, whatever the fuck that bullshit is called.
A lot of the trailer is from Legend of Zelda, probably because that's their next big title coming out.
Yeah,
They're like,
but
oh,
anyway, yeah.
yes,
So
pop
he's
it in
playing.
there.
He's playing Legend of Zelda, and then this massive dog shows up, and he's like, "Oh, I guess I have to take you for a walk." And instead of accepting the responsibility, pausing the game, he lifts that game up out of its deck. It's all of a sudden it's an iPad-looking thing. He puts some handles on it, and he's off, and he can keep playing his game and ignoring his dog while his
Reality.
dog runs around the park saying like, "Pay attention to me, human. The sun is rising. It is a beautiful morning. A new day arises." And he's like, "Yeah, but I've got to collect some stuff. I got to collect 10 chicken feathers so I can get this
I've gotta
thing and beat
break-
this troll. I'm the
gotta break
Legend of
some
Zelda.
jars.
Whoop whoop woo.
Gotta break
Whoopity
some
dee.
jars, collect some rupees.
Yeah. And then
There's many Legend of Zelda fans who were dying at Aiden's lack of knowledge of the series.
look, I never played the
Just throw in
game,
some words.
so I just
Master Sword, Shield, Triforce.
Triforce. Yeah, I know that one.
Anyway,
Yeah,
are
so
you done
it,
with the
it goes
jokes?
through. There's the people are playing it. There's people who they're playing basketball and then they stop to play basketball on the Nintendo Switch, which is okay. I guess those are the kinds of people who'd play it, but not while they're playing basketball. I wouldn't think.
No.
What else
no.
do I want to talk about? Oh, the moment that I got interested in this was when
Skyrim.
with Skyrim. When these motherfuckers been playing Skyrim, and I was like, oh, now you have my interest. Like, even though that's a game that I own, even though it's a game that's been out since 2011, the idea of playing Skyrim on the go, just you can't hear it, but that's an erection. That's what that is.
Well, yes. So to go aside from Aiden's jokes, as you've all probably seen in the trailer, it's a portable console and it's a console. And I really think the controller is really innovative. That's what I'll call it.
Oh yeah.
Because the way that it attaches to the handheld one for when you're playing it on the TV, then but it just boils down to these two little things that you click off that and you click onto the side of that. I'm all
I like
for that.
I like that it seems like they're moving away from the or like the moving about. Like they're still saying, hey, go out and get up and go outside and take the games with you. That's good. That's how they're keeping their like, hey, fitness, wah thing. But they've moved away from like, hey, and the motion controls and wave your arm about like an idiot to do things. Like, I'm glad they moved away from that. And they're like, that might still be a feature or a thing that you can do with the controllers, because it seems like there was one point where like a guy was playing it on a plane and he took the joysticks off and had it like set up so it was on a tray table. He was playing Skyrim and he was like,
had a little thing on the back so it stood up on itself.
That's
and you could
a
sit back with the little things.
That's like a good feature. I'm intrigued by that.
And you can go split screen on the thing, and you can just the controller splits in half, and you put it on its side, and you play Mario Kart.
That's pretty good. Actually, I want to talk more about this release trailer. So this lady is playing Mario in her apartment. She sees some people having a party on the roof. They text her like, "Hey, come over, have fun with us." And like a fucking antisocial person, she's just like, "Oh, well, I'll just go play my game over there." Then she's like, "Hey guys, I brought my Switch." And they're all just like, we came here to have drink on a roof. Why are you bringing this game? Like, we don't care, Susan.
I've always wanted to have a party and get drunk on a roof.
I know, especially in somewhere like New York, where like there's people have those like.
Is that what
lights?
Americans do? Is that like an actual thing Americans do, or is TV lying to me? Don't tell me TV is lying to me.
TV
Aiden.
wouldn't lie to you.
TV wouldn't.
Everything
lie
that
to me.
happens on TV is true. I can't
Everyone
wait to go to
knows that.
Westworld.
Yeah, I'm gonna rape some robots.
Oh, why'd you got to bring that up? That
What you do in Westworld? What are you talking about? They're not real, Aiden.
that
They
show
have
brings
billions
up
for
a
emotion.
lot of like how like different people play games, and I've realized that like I play my games very white hat. Like I don't like. Eventually, I'll go like black hat for like a little bit, but I'll feel kind of bad about it.
So you're a classic good guy whenever you play.
Oh, almost always. Or I might do 2 playthroughs. Well, I'll like that guy in the first episode was saying like, "Hey, I came with my family. I went white hat, and then next time I came, I played black hat." I'm like, "Yeah, it's about right." I don't think I'd be doing the rapings because that's too
Yeah, no, I
that's
wouldn't be
too
doing
much.
that.
But
I'll-
maybe like the random murder, maybe.
yeah,
Like,
I
maybe,
might sleep
like,
with a prostitute.
I feel like I don't know if you could like do that thing where like save, kill everyone in the town. All right, go back to my previous
Go
save.
back up.
Like, just what would happen? Oh, okay. But like, anyway, I've gotten off topic. What we're talking about?
The
Games,
amount
yeah.
of times I did exactly that in Fallout 4 because there's one bitch near settlement. She's so fucking gloomy all the time. She just hates everything, and she always insults me whenever I talk to her. And
She would
every
just, like,
so often,
stand in
just
front
to
of her,
let off
like,
steam. I just
Quick save.
Yes, every so often I like to quick save and just get my fat man out and just.
Oh, actually, no. In GTA, I would go a little black hat because I would chase down fat people with a.
With tubers.
Oh yeah.
Dun, 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 dun.
Anyway, but that was when I was Trevor and I was playing into the character. I was trying to.
Oh, you're playing. Okay.
I was trying to be the character. What was I talking about? Anyway, yeah. The last thing I want to talk about is like, are there actually people out there playing in stadiums, playing Splatoon? Because I feel like that is incorrect.
Better say, Splatoon is not an esport.
No, it is
Esports are a big
Splatoon.
thing.
Like that's Nintendo going like, and maybe Splatoon could be an esport, and the rest of the world going,
Yeah,
No.
no.
No. Like,
No.
we'll give
Like,
you
they
some
got-
credit. I've heard it's fun, but no.
No.
That's not an esport.
No.
You sit the fuck back down, Nintendo.
See-
Like, you've
see,
got a
here's
cool
the-
idea there where people bringing, like, their own consoles and then maybe putting them in, like, they have, like you could have all of your kind of character traits or something built into your little, your Switch, and then you could, when you bring it to a friend's house, you put it into their port, and all, like, your saves would be there on the Switch? Maybe?
Yeah, so it's like it seems like the iPad screen thing is where everything is, and just the home part is literally just an adapter. That's what it seems like.
And maybe I'm guessing maybe like you'll get slightly better graphics when you put it into the adapter, and there's like some extra power, I assume, that would
See,
like
one
make it
thing a
look
lot
better
of
on a
people have been
TV.
talking about.
Yeah.
A lot of people have been talking about like what are the graphics on the screen? Show us that. So, I don't know. I just
But at the same time, like, Nintendo's never been one to talk about, oh, here's what our processing power and graphics are. That's more like a PC, PS4, Xbox kind of game where they
Well,
talk
I
about,
feel
here's
like
all our
it is.
specs. Wow. Look at
This
these
is it.
numbers. Does it give you a boner? Roar.
See, I feel like
Or a
this is
lady
their
boner,
step.
I don't know.
They're trying to get back into like the mainstream of gaming because
Mm.
the Wii was huge,
Mm.
and but like it wasn't a serious gamers thing though. It was fun, but it wasn't
It was
like
fun,
something-
but like it was the kind of thing that
it
like
probably doesn't make sense. But what I'm saying, but I feel you.
yeah, no,
I
no,
feel
no.
you
Like
feel
the
me.
Wii was like if you wanted something,
family
yeah, it was
fun.
family. Like families would have it. People who normally weren't into games would have it. Like, even
Yeah.
if like you're in a household where like these people aren't gamers, but they'd have a Wii. Like
Yeah,
that'd be there,
exactly.
be going like, all right, we'll get one of these.
Yeah,
Mm.
and like the Wii U just failed.
Yeah, it just failed because
miserably.
no one understood that it was a new thing. They're like,
And that's
it's a
why
screen.
they're kinda
No, I don't need
releasing
that.
this.
Yeah. This-
They're releasing this like halfway through like the other consoles generation, you know.
Mm.
And like, I feel like this is them making up for past mistakes because like, it's probably a bit early to call it, but I think this looks really innovative. It looks new. It looks like they've finally mended relationships with third-party developers.
Yeah, that's like what
'Cause-
I'm most excited about by seeing like Skyrim in there. I'm like, oh, so does that mean you're gonna have a lot of third party support? We're gonna see some cool.
In a further
cool
press
games?
release, they
Mm.
released like a whole list of developers who are on board with the Switch.
That's
And
good.
it was like Bethesda's in, like From Software's in, so we'll get some Soul games on it.
good,
That'll be
good.
crazy.
Man, if you could just be like playing Dark Souls on the bus, or like
Yeah.
on a train, on a plane.
Yeah, so there's like a bunch of.
yeah.
I'm not going to list them now. You can go
Mm.
look it up, but a bunch of studios are in on it, and just I love the accessibility, the way that you can, because this will be like the first time you can actually play these big title games like out in a portable handheld.
Was
thing.
there talk about the sound output? Like, what kind of speakers would it have? The iPad thing.
I imagine it would have obviously a headphone jack.
Yeah,
But I
because
imagine-
are
I
they
just
are
imagine
they
it's
going to
the
go the
same-
Apple route and not have an auxiliary port? But they say like, oh, but you can buy these Nintendo branded Bluetooth earphones or something. Like
That's a bit ambitious for Nintendo to do right now.
they might. I mean,
I think it's a bit ambitious
Mm.
for them. Like, I don't know. I can't say for sure, but I think that'd be a bit ambitious.
Mm.
But no, yeah, right now it looks great. They're gonna have some great games on it by the looks of it, and just the versatility about it. Like, I'm waiting to see a price.
I'm wondering like how like durable is that screen? Like if people, because people,
Oh yeah,
almost
people
everyone I
drop
know has
it.
like breaks their their iPhone screen. So like, I mean,
Ooh, yeah.
and putting that thing back into its port, like, what's like on the inside of that port that's going to stop it from like the screen like smashing against it and breaking?
Mm.
So like, is there going to be like like a velvet thing in there that's like, oh, here's it's going to smoothly slide in there and it's not going to break? Like, that's what I'm wondering. And then if you do break the screen, how much is that going to cost to repair it? Who's going to repair it? Is it just normal like people who repair iPad screens? Are you going to have to send it off to Nintendo? Is there a warranty? These are the questions I have. The boring questions. Like,
Yeah. What was the release date on it? I can't remember.
March 2017, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, well, that's close.
That's pretty good. Like,
yeah,
that's
March
that's
2017. That's close.
That's closer than Red Dead.
closer than Red Dead. There we go.
Ooh,
I don't
Red
know.
Dead 2. Do you
Like,
reckon that's
right-
probably going to get?
Ooh, maybe.
Might get a
Right
Switch.
now, I'm on the I'm buying it train.
Okay.
And that'll probably mean like we're buying it because we'll probably be living together by
Probably.
then. and
Yeah,
that
man.
means you'll be
You
like,
buy
"Mine
that
too."
Nintendo Switch.
You're putting in, bitch.
Oh, all right. Look, I'll put in for like games and stuff. There we go.
Okay.
I'll buy you games for your birthday and Christmas or whatever.
Yeah. I got a long list of games right now.
Mm.
I told you about it earlier.
You did tell me about it earlier. So let's get into some of these trailers because man, we've talked. Let's just.
Yeah.
Do you want
Well,
to do?
keep in mind, it's about 10 minutes of this I'm editing out of me trying to take
Oh,
a
that's
picture
true.
of
Okay,
strawberry.
cool.
That might sound so out of context depending on how much I edit out, but I'll take a picture of a
Okay,
strawberry.
let's talk about these trailers. What trailers? Different. Kill Command. Let's talk about this weird little thing
this
that
was-
popped up.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Yeah.
Did you ever see the film Dog Soldiers? Okay, so that was
No.
a Scottish film, I think. It was a little kind of indie horror film. It was about these guys that go on a training exercise and then they come across werewolves. And it's pretty fun. It's gory, it's schlocky. It's kind of low budget, but at the same time, it was like a pretty decent film. This is giving me that same kind of vibe where like it's these soldiers going out, but instead of werewolves, this time it's robots. So we've also got a kind of Predator vibe, and it's got a kind of Terminator vibe as well in there. So this could be a cool little kind of indie sci-fi thing, depending on how well the story plays out, how well the action is. The animations for like the robots and other stuff looks real good.
Looked real good.
This is the kind of thing like when District 9 popped up and all the effects in that were like, oh, this is real good. Like this is a film from a director I've never heard of. It's from South Africa and it looks real good. So it could be getting something kind of like that, maybe.
Yeah, well, it seems interesting to me because it seems like there's one girl in the trailer, like the robots like listen to her and not the others, and like they're trying to kill the others.
So
but
is she
then
like a
they're doing weird things to her.
cyborg
Her
or is she
eyes
like
are
a robot
robot-y.
as well? So it's not quite clear, but it's interesting. It's interesting.
Oh yeah, it looks
Yeah.
really interesting. Like I'll wait to hear more before I say I'm gonna see it, but
It looks
Looks
fun. It's
fine.
fun.
fine.
Resident Evil that has a trailer that I wanted to talk about just because there's the scene. So in the trailer they say like, oh, the Umbrella Corporation they've developed a cure. We could fix everything. We could cure everyone. And then not like 30 seconds later, they're like, oh, we're surrounded by zombies. What should we do? And she's just like, oh, we'll kill them all. If you've established that you can cure them and you could fix everyone, why would you then just kill them all? Like I get it before.
Because Umbrella are the bad
But
guys. Hey,
they're not saying kill them all to like the Umbrella people. It's like to the swarms of zombies that we've just learned are just infected people that she could cure. So it just feels like a logical fallacy has been placed at my feet. Look, the action looks fine for something dumb.
So the
There is a dragon at one point,
Looked like
which
a dragon.
okay, I guess there are dragons in Resident Evil now. I've
A Jorah
He's in there as
Mormont.
well. Speaking of dragons, I had a dream last night about a four-headed dragon.
Okay.
And I don't know why, because I can't remember where have I seen a four-headed dragon before, and I couldn't remember. But there was all these four-headed dragons, and then I was on some kind of like
Oh, so it
there was a
wasn't one,
bunch of
there was
them,
a
and then
bunch
I was
of
on like a roller coaster kind of like an on-rail shooter kind of thing where I was just like running through the situation where there were different dragons and whatnot, and it was exciting and it was weird, but I woke up and I was like, why a four-headed dragon? What? I was very confused. So
Did
I
you
didn't
ever
figure it out. No,
or
I
is
can't
it still a
remember
mystery?
why I was thinking about dragons. But hey, it was an alright dream.
See, was it just one of those dreams you just woke up and like, I don't even get my brain right now?
I'm very confused by my
See-
brain very often.
See, I had a dream not long ago that me and my mum actually were kidnapped by witches, and like it was us and like a bunch of other people, and the witches were like torturing us and whatever, and like they'd leave us alone in this house, and we were like, oh, they're gone, let's leave. But then we physically couldn't leave the house. Then another witch came in, and apparently this witch was a good witch, and this witch was like, okay, it's gonna sound weird, but Brett, I'm gonna have to kill you. But but then I'm going to bring you back to life, and once I bring you back to life, the curse will be lifted, and you can
That's
leave.
some Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Like,
shit. Right there.
okay.
That's what they were doing in the last.
Yeah, I know, right?
Maybe that's where you got it from.
Maybe
It's
it was
like,
after that episode.
Brett, you're
Maybe
Agent
that's
May.
I'm Agent May. So yeah, this witch killed me and brought me back to life, and I'm like, oh, I can leave the house. She was like, oh yeah, I could only do that once. Sorry, everyone else is fucked.
Oh,
I'm like, oh okay. The next thing I knew, I was like at the pool one day, and like, oh, everyone who was in the house. Oh, the witch is drowning them all in front of me. Okay.
Jesus,
So I watched witches.
Is this like something to do with your fear of women? What is this?
I watched
Like, the
witches drown my mother in front of me. That's what my dream
Okay.
was. Sorry, Mum.
Were you fucked over by a woman recently, and you've like
No.
translated this into witches? Or I don't know. Like,
I don't know. I don't know.
you're as confused by that as I am by dragons.
It's witches. I don't know why there was witches in my dreams. There were witches.
All right, well, there's no witches in Resident Evil, so if you,
What
I
is
feel
that?
I'm like,
What is
I don't
that?
think I saw the last one or the one before
I haven't
that.
seen any of them.
I've seen the first one. I feel like I've seen the first three, maybe the fourth one. I don't know.
I feel like number 6 was apparently really, really gory.
I don't even remember what people were saying about number 6. Like, these are the only like video game movies that see it to be successful. I'm not going to say good, but
Yeah, I'm not gonna say good.
successful in that like there's 7 of them, which is ridiculous.
Redonkulous.
Redonkulous. It seems weird that we're like next year we're getting a Resident Evil and an Underworld movie. It's like, what fucking year is this? What's going on?
Oh yeah, I almost forgot that Underworld movie. I've only seen like 2 of them. I saw the first one and the one that was a prequel of the werewolves.
I like the prequel of the werewolves.
What was it
one.
called?
It was like Underworld 3 Rise of the Lycans, something like that.
Yeah, I saw that one.
I didn't mind that one.
yeah,
I'm gonna say
I
that.
still haven't seen number 2.
Number 2 isn't that good.
Okay,
Like, I
I'll be
remember-
glad I missed it then.
Yeah, like the first one is okay, and Rise of the Lycans is good. 4 is pretty terrible. 2 is just kind of okay.
Okay.
So you've seen the ones you need to see. There you
Anyway,
go.
let's move on to something bright and happy, if not weird.
Weird is correct. So Alec Baldwin plays a baby in this film, Boss Baby.
That's the most in sync we've ever been.
Yeah.
I don't know if it'll be like that in the edit, but it was that in my ears.
That is it's. I'm very confused by children's films these days. Like Stork is coming out soon, and that's about like storks that deliver babies.
Inside
and
Out
I'm
was
like,
good. Finding Dory was
Inside
good.
Out. See, but that's Pixar. That's a different.
Yeah.
That's like Pixar have had their like ups and downs, Cars 2 and Brave, but you know, for the most part, they're good. Everything else is a fucking crapshoot, and you never know what you're gonna get. Like, you know, DreamWorks will every now and then do like, hey, here's the How to Train Your Dragon movie. These are real good.
That was good.
But then they'll do some other shit where it's like, I don't know what the fuck you're trying to do here. I'm very confused.
So let's talk about the premise of this movie. Like, it starts
Who's
off...
doing this? Is this DreamWorks or Blue Sky?
It was
or
DreamWorks.
DreamWorks,
So
okay.
let's start. The premise of this, the trailer starts, and it's a
Yeah.
little boy, like, he's like 7 years... He can talk coherently. So he's probably like 7 years old.
7 years old, something like that, yeah.
So, and he's like, "Oh, my parents love me. I'm the center of their world. We're a happy family." Blah blah. Then one day they come home with a baby, and the baby is dressed in a suit. And for starters, the parents don't think it's weird, and like he doesn't trust this baby. He's like, you know. And at first you think like, oh, it's just a general thing, like a sibling. They don't like the attention being taken away from them with a new baby, whatever.
I got it.
Yeah.
I was like, it reminded me of like, oh yeah, I remember this experience.
So I don't.
Fuck that kid.
I don't, because I'm the youngest. So.
Yeah,
Sorry.
garbage.
So then one night he's in his room and he hears like Alec Baldwin's voice on like a
Alec
business
Baldwin,
call.
yeah.
He walks in and the baby's got like a deep grown man's voice and he's on the phone.
And the baby is Jack Lemmon from... Oh, no, not... Lemon's the other character, whatever. Tina Fey's Lemon. Jack Donaghy.
Yeah. And just
That's
in a second, this baby hires his older brother to be his intern, it seems. Go get me sushi. You're my intern now.
That's It is... Like, this could be funny if, like, they make, like, good use of Alec Baldwin and they just go, like, super weird with the premise. Like, in my mind, I'm thinking this works better as a short film. I don't know how it works as a feature-length 90-minute thing, because then you have to have...
Speaking of short films, did you see that short film that just came out by some of the animators from Pixar?
No, I have not seen that one. The short film that I saw recently was the one that was written by C. Robert Cargill,
Oh no, I have to
the guy who wrote
to,
Doctor Strange.
I have to show you this one from the animators Pixar, because like it's not actually a Pixar thing. It's like some project thing they have.
They
It's
did
like
on the side?
Yeah, it's a side project thing from. It's like great 3D animation. It's real dark.
Real dark? Ooh.
Real dark.
Ooh, I'll check it out. That sounds good.
Yeah, it's on Vimeo, so you know it's top qual.
That's top qual. If it's on Vimeo, it's some good shit.
Yeah, like general consumers have no idea what Vimeo is, but like anyone with any technical know-how is like, oh, it's on Vimeo. Yep, it's legit.
Oh, it's on Vimeo. Oh, well, it's better then.
Yeah, you don't bother uploading to Vimeo if you're not proud of it.
No, the riffraff upload to YouTube. Vimeo is for snooty types.
Yeah. Like, my short film is better than yours.
How my short film was uploaded onto Vimeo. Oh.
No, we can't do this again. We did it last episode. We should just rename this podcast to Aiden and Brad Laughing Friends.
We really should. Okay, so Boss Baby, would you see it based on this trailer?
No, it looks too weird for me.
I feel like if it comes onto Netflix, maybe.
Okay, yeah, I'll go with that. If it's on Netflix, maybe.
If it's on Netflix, maybe. And I have to be in the right mood for it. Like, there has to be like this right situation where I'm like, all right, I'll watch Boss Baby.
I'd have to be like, all right, I'm not very sober right now.
Like, it's going to be like 4 years from now. And then I'm going to be like, I'll watch Boss Baby. Because that's what happened with like G.I. Joe Retaliation.
We'll be 26 in 4 years.
Jesus Christ. Anyway, yeah, G.I. Joe Retaliation, that came out, didn't see it in theaters, and then it was on Netflix, and I was sitting there like, I want to watch a terrible movie. G.I. Joe Retaliation. Actually, no, I remember why I watched it. So it was when they cast Elodie Young as Elektra, and she was in G.I. Joe Retaliation where she was playing some character, but she was wearing red and she had swords. So it's like,
Yeah.
oh, well, she's basically Elektra in there. You know what? I'll watch it. And it was like 10 minutes in, I was like, oh, I immediately regret this. This is so dumb. Like, I was looking back on the first one going like, you know what? That was dumb, but that was a fun kind of dumb. That was like the kind of dumb that Team America was making fun of. This is just awful. But I powered through it, and it was funny to me because I was making a bunch of jokes at it. So
See, last weekend I decided myself that, you know, I want to watch a dumb horror movie. We always get to that stage. We're like, I want to watch a dumb horror movie.
I want to watch something dumb, yeah.
And the dumb horror movie I decided on, because it was the first dumb horror movie I saw on Netflix, was Cabin in the Woods.
That's a good movie. What are you talking about?
I know, like, I'm about to say, like I was ready for a bad horror movie, but I had a great time with that movie.
Because it's a great movie. It was directed by Drew Goddard, co-written by Joss Whedon. It's got bloody Chris Hemsworth in it.
Oh,
it's a
yeah.
great movie.
Oh, it was great. It was hilarious.
He is a treasure. What a treasure that man is. Oh,
Yeah, no,
just a delight.
I was pleasantly surprised because I was ready for something dumb and silly, but I had good and silly.
Yeah, you picked wrong. Like you were trying to pick a dumb movie and you picked an excellent movie.
Yeah, but no, good time. Good time.
Good time. All right. Speaking of good times, let's talk about some recommendations. What we've been watching.
Okay, we really shouldn't call this recommendations because this is usually just like what we're watching, whether we like.
Yeah, what are
it
we
or
watching
not.
right now? Like, hey, catch up. What's on your pull list?
Okay,
Pretty much.
Aiden,
Yeah.
this is where I'm going to tell you to mute your headphones because I have a rant.
No, look. All right. No. Before you do this, like, let's add that in as a section after the podcast.
I was
honestly.
going to tell you to mute your headphones, so I messaged you not to.
No. Just add that in afterwards because I don't want to sit here for like 10 minutes while you get all angry because
It's not going to be 10 minutes. It'll be like
whatever
30
length it is. Like,
seconds.
I feel like the internet is already like there was like a second where the internet was like, oh, we're not going to spoil you what happened on The Walking Dead. And I was like, okay, good. And then I get on Instagram and it instantly gets
Oh, so you
fucking
know,
spoiled.
do you?
Was it 2 people who died?
Should I answer? Like,
No.
I never know if to answer in this. Like, because whenever I'm, even by posing the question I was about to pose, it would give away the answer.
Yeah, okay, no. I saw like the picture with the picture,
Which picture?
with the eyeball. That's
Yeah, that was
so. Yeah, but all right. You could talk about that afterwards. Like, I'm gonna catch up eventually. Once I finish this edit, I think, and after PAX, I'm gonna try and.
Oh, so you're actually gonna finally get on it soon.
I'm gonna try because for some reason I've just this thing in the back of my head. I'm like, I want to feel. That looks like it would feel terrible. I want to watch that and feel terrible, which normally I don't ever think like that. But for some reason, with like
Walking Dead,
like
and Game
shows
of
where
Thrones.
like there's just like some just brutal thing that kicks you right in the heart. I'm like, oh, I want to feel something. Like maybe it's just because I walk around all day like I feel nothing. The world is numbness and black and white. But TV shows, like every now and then, they'll sneak up on me and just kick me in the face, and I'll be like, ah.
Well, that's what this.
So that's what
episode did
feelings
to me.
are.
Because you know there was 2 people.
Mm.
It was meant to be 1, and I had myself prepared for the 1, and like I 100% called who it was, the 1.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
there was signs, and the directors said, like, yeah, if you're an informed viewer, if you really take a look at the scene, you can figure out who it is, and I did. So I was ready for that, and I was emotionally equipped and prepared for that. But I was not prepared for what happened next. I feel that's why it destroyed me, because I was prepared for the first, but then the second game I was like, what? This isn't happening? What?
But that picture I saw, the Instagram one, like I know it probably gets more brutal than just that picture, but when I saw that I was like, Jesus, I know I've seen some brutal shit in The Walking Dead before, but god damn.
I was talking to Jesse last night, and he was laughing when I explained that to him. He was like, oh, that's nothing. Watch Sons of Anarchy, Brett. I'm like, if you think that's nothing, and you think Sons of Anarchy is brutal, I am never watching that show. Never.
Like, no, I don't think just that picture alone, like the implications of it, I don't think I've ever seen anything that brutal.
I literally looked away at one point. That's how fucked it is.
Anyway, yeah, fuck The Walking Dead. That's a...
Anyway, basically, I've just gotten out everything I wanted to say without spoiling it, so I'm not even going to add a bit in. That's pretty much what I wanted to say. If you've seen it, there you go.
Yeah.
Sorry for spoiling the fact that 2 people die. Anyone who didn't know.
I mean, if you're on the internet, it's been spoiled for you anyway. Probably.
Yeah, pretty much. Like,
we're not going to add...
Like, you stopped after Beth died, right? So, and you already know everyone else is dead
that's about
now,
where
don't you?
I stopped.
In your mind, who's alive? I'm not going to comment. In your mind, who's alive?
Rick,
Obviously.
Daryl,
Obviously. They're the 2 that are
Carol?
immortal. Well, no, Rick and Daryl, they're immortal.
Yeah.
They are immortal. So that's a
Is
given.
Carol still around?
Do you want me to answer?
No, fuck, no.
In your mind, who else is alive?
Negan?
Oh, well, he's a new one, so
Yeah, the new guy. Guy with a tiger. He's whatever
he's
his
next. Oh, I'm so looking forward to Ezekiel.
Okay. Michonne is still alive?
You keep posing him with questions when I don't want to answer the question. I just want to see where you're at in your head.
Okay, yeah, don't answer any of these questions. All right, Michonne. I think Carl is still alive, although I think he's been injured. I don't know why I think that, but I feel like he's due for something to happen to him. Carol, what's its mullet face?
Mullet face?
The scientist
Oh,
who wasn't
Eugene.
a scientist. Eugene. Yeah. And that's all I can think of right now. Like, I assume besides Michonne, none of the black people are alive. They're all Daryl's gay friend.
Okay.
All right, I can't take the silence. Don't tell me, but I'll catch up.
But say, how do you know about Daryl's gay friend if you haven't watched up to where they've gone to Alexandria?
No, I got to Alexandria. Where I got to was when
Oh, so you're past
Rick-
you're past where Beth dies then.
past where Beth started.
So
I'm
you
up
know
to
that
where,
Tyrese is dead because I was operating under the impression that you didn't know Tyrese was dead.
No. I know he's dead. I think his sister is dead as well. I don't.
So,
No, I don't know.
no, you watched Noah's death, didn't you? I remember talking to you about Noah's death.
Yes. Where am I up to? I'm fucking up to It was like a mid-season finale when Black Ninja Turtle guy from the first episode showed back up.
Oh, so where Rick had just killed what's his face and Morgan showed up.
Yes, that's where I left off.
Then you're one whole season behind. You're not a season and a half. You're just one season.
Oh, really? Okay, cool.
Yeah, because that was the end of the season where they got to Alexandria, and then there's a whole season in Alexandria.
Right, so
you're one season.
Season 5 is what I haven't seen.
Yeah, season 5. You're one season.
Okay, so
16
season
episodes.
6 just started. I'm just one season behind.
Yeah, you're one season behind.
Oh, well, what's that, like 13 episodes? I can do that in 13 hours.
Good math, Aiden. Good work.
I do math good.
Anyway, we've been talking about Walking Dead a lot. Anything else you want to recommend?
Westworld is still great.
Yeah, Westworld is still great.
Atlanta is still great.
Atlanta is still great.
Legends of Tomorrow was great. There was a Hulk Nazi zombie thing, and a lot of
Oh, yeah,
them
that was
saying
great.
like super soldier serum, and I just like, yeah, we get it. You're DC. You don't have Captain America, but you want to have him. You can't have him. Get your greedy hands off him,
Yeah,
Commander Steel. Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, no, that was real fun when they said that.
But no, it looks like next episode, the random guy who's a historian gets Colossus powers. He looks like the Silver Surfer, and he's gonna be Citizen Steel, and he's gonna have his own little Captain America style costume, which they've had pictures released of that. That looks fun.
That's real cool. Yeah, sure.
No, all those CW shows, they're fun. Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is being great. I'm really enjoying it this season.
Yeah. See, it's just I feel for a while now we're just going to be watching the same shows because we just my roster's so full right now with weekly episodes of things coming out that I don't have time to start watching through anything else.
No, I have
So it'll be these.
I haven't even had time to catch up on The Strain, which I really like that show, and I want to catch up on that.
I'm gonna say at least till like Christmas, where they go on mid-season breaks. I'm not really gonna be starting any new shows. At least, like I'll be watching new movies, obviously.
I
But
still
feel like
haven't-
no new shows. I
I still haven't started Class yet. Like the first 2 episodes are out of that. I need to check out that.
Oh, yeah. Well, as I said, I was talking to Jesse last night. He was like, oh, man, you gotta watch Sons of Anarchy. Yeah. I was like, man, I've got too many shows right now. I do not have room on my schedule for Sons of Anarchy.
Yeah, I have about 8 ongoing series that I'm trying to keep up with at the moment. So it's a full
Well,
list.
I've got Arrow, Flash, Legends of Tomorrow, American Horror Story, Westworld. What am I missing? Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Have you started Supergirl yet?
Not yet. I know I need to, but that's
Man,
six.
it's
I'm sure I
fun.
had
It's
more than six.
campy, but it's fun.
And The Walking Dead. So I have 7. I have 7 new episodes of shows I watch a week.
I've got Westworld, Supergirl, Flash, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., Atlanta. Arrow.
Atlanta. Yeah, but I've been with Atlanta. That's been one ones I'm letting myself get behind on because I like watching like a bunch of it at a time. So I
That's fair.
I
That's
let
fair.
myself get behind on that.
What was I up to? Arrow, Legends of Tomorrow. That's 7. This last week tonight, that doesn't really count.
Nah.
That's just a
So
thing
yeah,
I
we
watch.
both pretty much. So pretty much
It's
for,
around
for
7.
you, it's we're the exact same except swapping out American Horror Story and Supergirl.
Yeah. So about around, I can fit around like 7 shows in like my roster before I'm like, that's too many shows.
Yeah, it's too many shows. I feel like this year it's the worst because they're all at once.
It's just especially the CW is like, and Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, we're covered for superhero shit. So I'm just like, Tuesday to Friday, I am fucking swamped for superhero shit.
Yeah. Anywho.
And then Monday's like I'm going to treat myself to some quality. Here's Westworld.
Yeah.
And then Tuesday through Friday's like, where's my trash at? Woo!
So you know it's a sad state of affairs when I watched Westworld to cheer myself up after Walking Dead.
Wow.
Yeah, real sad, real dark.
That show is still like, every now and then it'll have like a brutal moment, but for the most part, Westworld has been pretty
tame.
Oh, yeah.
There's one thing we have to talk about though, actually, while we're on it.
Oh, yeah.
Anthony Hopkins in the dinner
Oh,
scene.
where he's just like lays down to like, I am a god thing.
Oh,
Pulls out a little bit of that Odin, and he's like,
Oh,
I am
yeah.
Odin, bitch. Don't fuck with me.
Oh, that was he's amazing. That was a brilliant scene.
Yeah.
It really showed off, like, I feel like he's going to be a bit menacing through it. Like, I don't think he's going to be a bad guy, but I feel like
at some point he's going to reveal, like, you may think that I've programmed these hosts to not harm people. I programmed them not to harm me. I ask them politely not to harm you.
Yeah.
I could change my mind. Like, I feel like that's just something he's implying with that scene where he's just like, hey, I've told them not to kill people because that's bad for business, but I could change my mind because I am a god.
Yeah. And I feel like there's something more with his partner. I feel like maybe his partner's still alive, but he's like half robot and he's just keeping him in his basement.
Ooh,
I don't know.
Maybe.
Hey,
and
that's
I'm
something that's
really
throughout the
liking
world.
the Black Hat guy. The more we learn about him, I'm just like, give me more information. Because
Yeah.
we got a little
And
bit of information in
It's
episode
just a
4.
drip feed of information about him. Like in the,
That's good. I don't want it to get it all at once. I just want to give me little drips,
Yeah.
and then maybe have one episode where it's like and here's an info dump.
Yeah, so like we
But that's
found out
after
in
we've
this
had a bunch of
episode
drips.
that due to one small interaction that he's really famous
On the outside world. Yeah.
and that he has a charity that saved someone's sister's life. So
he's like a doctor or a pharmaceutical company or something.
yeah, well, he's something good on the outside.
And then he comes to this world and he's just plays
Lets
a
off
straight
steam.
Black Hat. Yeah.
Anyway, let's wrap this
feel
up
like,
because
yeah,
it's been
it just-
going real long.
Yeah, no. It's brutal and good. I just want to say that show is like, it just has so much to say about like gaming culture and the nature of humanity and like how people really are. And it's got so much to say, and I'm so happy. Anyway, yeah, that pretty much wraps it up for this week. Next week will be Doctor Strange, and then the week after that, PAX. We'll be depacking all of what we learnt or talked about there, or
depaxing it.
depaxing. Ooh, it'll probably be something we recorded at PAX.
I'm real sorry about that.
So, like last year, probably a bunch of interviews with some cosplayers, some digital.
But unlike
some
last
indie developers,
year, we're going to be going with our cameras. So we're going to
about cameras.
It's
going
going
to
to
be
be
doing some filming.
the official start of us uploading on our YouTube channel again. We got a bunch of video ideas. We're going to start filming stuff and weekly videos.
Hopefully.
Hopefully,
Yeah.
we'll stay on schedule this time. Hopefully,
We'll try. We'll definitely try our darndest.
we promise we might try. So the expectations low.
We're going to give it a red hot go, you know?
Yeah, a fair shake of the
maybe.
sauce
I don't know.
bottle.
Possibly. I don't know. What was that thing we used to say? Maybe. Probably. I don't know. Definitely. Nah.
We'll give it a fair shake of the sauce bottle, as our former Prime Minister once
Fair
said.
shake of the sauce bottle, mate.
Yeah. Oh, God.
Anyway,
K. Rod
next
for
week
life.
will be pretty strange. After that, we'll be pretty paxed. So, puns.
Yes. Anyway,
Farewell.
let's do some outro stuff. We are that you do
All
the
right.
outro. I was just sucking it.
Jeez, I've completely forgot that I'm supposed to do a bunch of plugs. Woo!
Check out our
If you
Facebook
want to
page.
check us out on Facebook, go to facebook.com/PCMR Podcast, or on Twitter, or at PCMR Podcast. We also have an Instagram at PCMR Podcast as well. That's a pretty fun place. I try to keep it filled with like some fun tidbits about pop culture, what's going on,
do well.
cool
You do well.
fan art and whatever. We also have our own personal Twitter accounts. I'm at Aiden's Vlog, AIDANSVLOG.
I'm at MeMan125. And as
If-
we just mentioned before, we have a YouTube channel. You can listen to us there. We put the podcast there. But as we said, we're going to put YouTube videos there, like proper videos of us doing YouTube video-y things. So
Hopefully on Wednesdays.
hopefully on Wednesdays. 'Cause
Yeah.
That's what the Facebook banner
That's what our
has.
banner says. And
Yes,
now we're kind of stuck to that. It's like, hey, well, it'd cost something to change the banner, so...
Yeah. Unless I tell them to send a PNG.
Mm.
No, that is youtube.com/PCMR.
Now, you can also, speaking of subscribing to our YouTube channel, subscribe to us on iTunes. Go to iTunes, type in PCMR, you'll find us. It's pretty easy. And that's like a quick and easy way for an episode to come to you. Simple, super simples, great. You can also email us at PCMRpodcast @gmail.com. That's another way to contact us if you want to have a long letter you want to write to us, or your business you want to write to us, maybe you want to sponsor us, maybe you want to give us money, then
Yeah.
please do.
Please
do write to us.
Yo, we got like, what, 10 listeners?
That's 10 people we could tell to buy a Casper mattress or to get an Audible subscription or whatever.
Yeah.
Hey.
You know, I haven't been hearing as many Audible ads on my podcasts lately.
No, it's been... I've been hearing a lot of like
Loot Crate
random
and
things.
Nature Box.
Yeah, Loot Crate,
Nature
Geek
Box,
Fuel.
you've been hearing that?
I haven't heard Nature Box. No, it's not been on my radar. A lot of Patreon. A lot of talk about, hey, subscribe to our Patreon, which I feel like we need more people before we can do that.
No. Hey, all 10 of you, give us your
All
money.
10 of you. Would you give us like
Like, if you
100
give us
if
100
10 of
bucks
you
a month,
give us $100 a week, that would really fund my drug addiction. No. It would fund this podcast. Speaking of drug addictions, if you want to just have all of this in one spot, PCMRpodcast.net. I don't know how that's a segue, but I didn't have one planned. So
our segues,
Get out of my
they're not
face.
even segues anymore. They're just like, hey, let's relate this thing to this totally unrelated thing.
speaking of words, websites. But yeah,
PCMRpodcast.net.
one-stop shop, PCMRpodcast.net. All the social media links are there. All the audio is posted there. The YouTube links will probably get posted there once we get back onto that train of thought. Check it out if you want to.
Yeah. Even if you don't want to, just do it.
Just do it anyway. Anyway, till next week, keep it casual. Stay calm. You do you, bruh. Talk amongst yourselves.
Keep it classy.
Yeah, keep it classy. Anyway, ciao. Farewell.
I'm sitting back and I can't reach my keyboard and I'm comfy. Can we just make this podcast go for another hour longer so I don't have to move?
All right. Yeah. What do you think about life, Brett?
I feel like